Hey, what's up guys, Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today is going to be Adamancipator. Now this deck really isn't as good as it used to be with Block Dragon, but it's still a super good deck. Like, people have been ignoring this deck because it's kind of just a glass cannon that if it gets hand trapped once it dies, but this deck still has a ton of good cards and has some great recovery power either way. So without further ado, let's jump right into the deck. Starting things off, I play 3 copies of Analyzer, 3 copies of Researcher, and 3 copies of Seeker. Now, this is your standard Adamancipator lineup. Analyzer is effect if your opponent controls a card, you can special summon it from the hand. Then during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards. And if you do special summon one excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner rock monster. So we play a lot of non-tuner rock monsters, except all the Adamancipators are rock monsters, except for the other ones, but I don't play those. This is pretty good in general, just because it gives you a free special summon. Then I play 3 copies of Researcher. It excavates the top 5. If you control a rock monster, you can special summon it. Then you can excavate the top 5 cards and special summon a level 4 non-tuner. Still pretty good. This just gives you, the Adamancipator cards have similar effects. This just gives you a wide range of versatility when it comes to this, because you have a lot of cards that are just really good in general. I play 3 copies of Doki Doki. You can discard a rock to special summon this card. So that way, either way, you're always going to have a play to set up. Like, all your cards can either special summon themselves or special summon other monsters, which is really good. So 3 copies of this, really good. 3 copies of Tenyi Spirit Adhara. This card's also really good because it gives you a free special summon. 3 copies of Kawaki Miru Guardian. During each of your main phases, or end phases, destroy this card unless you send 1 Iron Core from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal 1 rock from your hand, which is good. Quick effect: when a monster activates an effect, you contribute this card, negate the activation. So the thing is that it doesn't have to be a face-up monster, so this is how you set up your disruption. This can stop your opponent's hand traps, except for imperm and even evenly matched, but this can really help. So 3 copies of it, really good. I play 2 copies of Gigantes. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by banishing 1 earth monster from your graveyard. I only play earth monsters. I wanted this to be more of an earth build as opposed to a rock build, which, I mean, it's still pretty good. It does need a bit of fine tuning, but it's working right now. 3 copies of 1 copy of Kawaki Miru Supplier. This is a free special summon if a face-up monster, a rock monster, is sent to the graveyard, which is pretty good. I kind of just had this in here as recovery. You don't really need it, but it's decent. Then I played 3 copies of Ash. Then I played the Red Eyes lineup. The problem is with this deck, it has 4 bricks, and on top of it being a glass cannon, 4 bricks can mess it up, because I do play the Buster Lock in here, but those 4 bricks are avoidable in this deck, considering that this deck can mill around so much. So keep that in mind. You could cut one of these 2 things out, because it would really help the deck either way if you leave it in here, but it would help the deck's consistency if you took them out. Play 1 copy of Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn. 1 copy of Called by the Grave, because if you get hand trapped, you die. I'm really sad that Konami banned, or limited Called by the Grave, but I hope they release it soon. And 1 copy of Upstart to up the consistency. I played 3 copies of Adamancipator Friends. This card's actually really good, and I don't know why no one plays it. Excavate the top 5 cards of your deck equal to the number of rock monsters you control plus 5. And if you do, add to your hand 1 excavated rock monster with a level equal to or lower than the number of excavated cards, which is basically a searcher for the entire deck, which is really good. Then I played 3 copies of Adamancipator Sign. Target 1 in the graveyard, special summon it in defense, and if you special summon an Adamancipator monster, you can take a level 4 or lower from your deck and place it at the top of your deck, which is fine, because that means you can selectively mill cards with your Adamancipator cards, because when they're summoned, you get pretty good effects. 3 copies of Imperm. Imperm is just for generic negation. Ignore the background, sorry. Plus, Imperm is just like the best hand trap. I'll almost always play these 2 hand traps in a deck just because they're just the best generic hand traps. Now for the extra deck. Extra deck is a bit different from most Adamancipator lineups, but in ways it's pretty similar too. 1 copy of access code for OTKs, 1 Hacklefibrax because Hacklefibrax, 1 copy of Link Ross to set up your plays with Hacklefibrax. I do not play the full Hacklefibrax engine, however, just because I felt like it was too much for the extra deck, and I wanted to play more Adamancipator themed. 1 copy of Union Carrier to set up your Buster Lock, 1 copy of Verte Anaconda to set up your Dragoon, 1 copy IOP Masquerena and Nightmare Unicorn to set up your really good Disruption, 1 copy of Dragoon because Dragoon is Dragoon and it's awesome, 1 copy Gallant Granite. It's just a searcher for the deck and special summon from your hand, which is really good. Even though you don't really have a lot of level 4s, you have enough to supplement Gallant Granite. Play 2 copies of Adamancipator Risen Dragite. This card's actually really good. During your main phase, you can activate the top 5 cards, and if you do, return cards to your hand, your opponent's hand, up to the number of excavated rock monsters. So this is really good. Like, you have a ton of excavated rock monsters, and excavated cards get returned to the deck, so you're not losing any advantage. So the thing is that, like, I was playing, I think Evil Eye against this deck, and I was doing really well, but then he pulled this from the graveyard and then got rid of all my cards, and that's how I ended up losing. I played 2 copies of Raptite, excavate the top 5 cards, and if you do special summon 1, which is pretty good, just a free special summon is always going to be good. 1 copy of Boral Savage for negation, and 1 copy of Herald of Arclight because it's a literal walking macrocosmos. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Deck is actually pretty solid. I do need to work on the lineup of extra cards. I feel like there are more rock monsters that I can add to the deck to make it more consistent. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about this deck. Would you change up the hand trap lineup? Would you cut out Dragoon? Or would you cut out the Buster Lock? But yeah, and I'll see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.